Hey, welcome back. If you're thinking about buying a new PlayStation 5, just like I did recently, I want to guide you a bit and share some tips that really helped me when I made my purchase. That's because today there are more options to choose from in the Sony world, like the Slim digital version, the one with a disc drive, or the Pro. But in my opinion, the real difference comes down to whether you're building your gaming setup from scratch and want to save some money, which was really important for me. I'd been thinking about getting a console again for a long time, and when the moment finally came, I realized how huge the gaming world has become, and also how expensive. Do you agree with me? So in this video, I'll try to give you a simple guide through the PlayStation world, and in the end, I'll also show you my setup to give you an idea. Just a reminder, these are simply my thoughts and personal opinions, so don't take them as absolute truth. Alright, first things first, so far 3 models of PlayStation 5 have been released. The first came out in 2020 in 2 versions, digital and with a disc. It was an exciting moment. You can recognize it right away because it has a solid one-piece shell, without the black cut you find on the Slim and Pro. The main difference is that in the disc version, the drive is built directly into the console. Another key point is storage. This first PS5 came with 825GB, which is a bit less compared to the Slim, which goes up to 1TB. That means you can install fewer games. Inside the box, you also get a stand to place it vertically, something you don't get anymore with the Slim or Pro. But the most important thing to know is that Sony no longer makes the first version. Nowadays, you can only find it used, refurbished, or, if you're lucky, as leftover stock in a store. Now let's move to the second version, the PS5 Slim, released in 2023 and still in production. The power here is basically the same as the first one, same hardware, but the design is more compact. The shell is split by the black central line, which I personally think looks pretty nice. Storage, as I mentioned, was increased to 1TB. There are even rumors online that Sony might reduce the storage back to 825GB in Europe, probably to cut production costs, we'll see. As for placement, if you want to stand it vertically, you'll need to buy the stand separately, like I did. But if you want to keep it horizontal, the box includes 2 plastic feet. Again, you can choose between digital and disc versions. To be precise, the digital version lets you download and install all your games directly online, saving them on internal storage and keeping them in your PSN library. The disc version instead comes with a classic optical drive, just like older consoles, giving you more flexibility in how you buy games. The real innovation with the Slim is that you can buy the optical drive separately and attach it later. You just remove part of the cover, and in a few seconds you can turn it from digital to disc version. Finally, we come to the PS5 Pro, launched in 2024. This is definitely Sony's most powerful console right now and, of course, the most wanted by fans. It has higher processing power, faster speeds, and better visual quality. Storage goes up to 2TB, and you can spot it immediately by the 3 black cuts on the shell, which give it a tougher look. So, after seeing the consoles available right now, you're probably wondering, which one is the best? And which one makes the most sense financially? And then, better digital or disc? Well, as we said, the first edition is no longer made. It can still be a good choice if you want to save money with a used or refurbished one, since it gives you the full PlayStation experience. But keep in mind, if you choose the digital version, you can't add a disc drive later. If you want something new, your choice comes down to 3, Slim digital, Slim with disc, and Pro. Out of these, the Pro is clearly the most powerful. If you want the absolute best, the answer is simple, go for it. But there are 2 things to keep in mind. First, to really get the most out of it, you need a high-performance TV or monitor that's compatible, and that adds a lot to the cost. Second, if you want the Pro with a disc drive, you'll have to buy the optical drive separately, which adds more expenses. Right now, on Sony's official website, the Pro sells for around $750, while the Slim digital goes for about $500. Those are official prices, but you can find deals and discounts if you look around. Personally, I think the Slim is the most common and sensible option. It's a powerful console, it has all the PlayStation 5 features, and the graphics quality is excellent. Of course, people often ask, how much more powerful is the Pro compared to the Slim? Well, it's not a new generation, it's more like an upgrade. Also, for games to take full advantage of the Pro, they need to be optimized, and not all of them are yet, though updates are gradually coming. I don't want to get too technical here. There are channels that specialize in that. but as a PS5 Slim owner, I can tell you its performance is already outstanding. Fast loading times and stunning graphics. The storage is decent, and you can always expand it later. If you'd like a dedicated review of this model, let me know in the comments and I'll try to make one. Now let's talk about digital versus disc. Opinions here are split. The digital is definitely the most convenient, because you can buy and download games online in just a few minutes from your couch, without worrying about scratches or losing discs. Plus, every game stays tied to your PSN account. You can download and uninstall them as many times as you like. On the other hand, the disc version is better if you like having something physical to touch or display, and it often lets you save money because physical games are easy to find on sale. You also get the chance to trade them with friends or resell them, recovering part of your spending. For example, I personally chose the digital version because I like having a more minimal setup and I love the convenience of buying games online, keeping them all in my library, and downloading them whenever I want. There are at least two ways to save money while still having access to a huge library of games. The first is taking advantage of Sony's discounts, which often range from 25% to 75% off. I usually add the games I like to my favorites, and when the price drops, I get notified right away. The second way is subscribing to PlayStation Plus Extra. Besides playing online with your friends, you also get access to a massive library of free titles, which you can download and play anytime you want. That's hours and hours of gaming guaranteed. To be honest, I haven't subscribed yet, and here's why. Keeping this channel alive is actually quite expensive. Most of the devices you see reviewed here are bought by me personally, out of my own pocket. So, if you'd like to support me in bringing new content, it may sound simple, but it's not. A like on this video and a subscription to the channel really make a difference. And if you decide to buy any device using the links in the description, it won't cost you anything extra, but it will give me a small help to keep growing and creating more reviews. That said, now that we've chosen which console to buy, it's just as important to think about which screen to use with it. A lot of people think that without an expensive 4K TV, buying a PS5 isn't worth it, but the truth is, it depends on your needs and your budget. For example, I went with a budget-friendly Full HD monitor with a 180Hz refresh rate, which allows me to play at 120 FPS on compatible games, especially fast-paced ones like Call of Duty, Fortnite, or Gran Turismo. And as you can see, the quality is still really high and gives me a great gaming experience. This shows that you can start with an affordable option, and later on, if you want, upgrade when you have the chance. If you do want better visuals, you can aim for a 2K or 4K monitor, maybe with HDR, to really take advantage of your console's potential. But even if you already have a TV, whether it's high-end or not, the PS5 will adapt to your screen and still give you plenty of fun. Things are a bit different with the Pro. Since you're already spending more for higher performance, it makes sense to pair it with a high-end display. Ideally, a 4K HDR monitor or TV with HDMI 2.1 support. That's essential to get 120 FPS and VRR features, really unlocking all the power this console can offer. Alright, I think I've covered the main PlayStation options so you can make a more informed choice. Now I want to hear from you. Which console is your favorite? Are you planning to buy one, or do you already have your setup? Write it in the comments below. I'm curious to read them. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a free like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next tech updates. See you next time.